Game resumed.
Ladies, on the top left corner, spawning as the sexy Zerg race, it is Franscar.
Oh man, on the bottom right side on Neo Desert Tech, we have our red Protoss player. Yeah, we saw him just beat Marcus in a very easy fashion, but this time it's gonna be a little bit harder. It is AxCrank.
It is. I was curious if you've forgotten that you were going to say his name at some point, or if you're just dragging it out for a while. And it was dragging because I did zoom in and it was glorious. And Crank is actually it's gonna be a TVZ this time. He's gonna wall off with the pylons, gonna go for a forge fast expand. It's gonna be interesting to see what Franscar is going to do. He's going to do the sexy extractor trick where he cancels that central building right there. That it drops all this goo all over. So yeah.
Oh, do you want to hear a joke?
Sure.
How to flirt with a woman. You ask her if she is if she did the extractor trick because she looks like an 11 out of 10.
Ooh. If a woman actually gets that reference, she is a keeper. Just for the record.
Definitely.
Oh, two workers passing each other. Now they had a little bit of a kiss there until they invisibly walked through each other in a really weird way. Franscar got his very early hatchery. He's gonna go for a 12 or 13 pool. Also, if you hug a girl when you're done, you need to say the merging is complete. But anyway, so Franscar. Sorry, that was not my joke. That's from the how to pick up.
Pick up.
Pick up lines from StarCraft. Those are the best. You got a nice Turax going on there.
I want to belly bust all over your face.
Oh wow, those are amazing. Alright, so Crank is stealing some minerals and then he's gonna head back as the diligent probe that he is. Is he actually just stealing it? Is he forgetting that to order that probe to stay around and scout and actually just going back with the minerals he stole? Is he gonna start distant mining? It would be fun if he turned around and started to go back again to get more minerals from Franscar's main. So we have a cannon and a gateway. Franscar is playing it safe. He saw that there was no early pool, so he could get the gateway before the cannon, but he started with a forge, which is actually placed in a way. He's not walled off in either side of this wall.
I'm really intrigued. I'm more intrigued by actually the probe coming back. I think scouting is one of the biggest complaints Protoss players have against Zerg.
Yeah.
So just the fact that he doesn't scout against a player of Franscar's caliber can come back and bite him, I believe.
Oh, he's getting Cybercore before Zealot, so he is being quite greedy on the tech path. You usually get a Zealot first, but this is now he has the wall somewhat complete. He can easily wall off completely with a pylon if needs to. He can easily choke it with a. He can choke it with a probe. The probe will choke the choke, and the choke will suffocate. I'm way too tired to do serious casting now, I'm sorry. And I'm also going to make horrible jokes that I giggle at, and for that I also apologize. Franscar's going to get a queen for his initial gas. He's probably going to follow up with a lair. He's got his third base on the way, which is in a decent position. It's kind of a hard position to spawn at for Zerg, because on the one hand you like the cross position, because you're far away from your opponent. But then finding a good place to expand might be difficult, because if you're...
Oh.
If Franscar had spawned like here, then he could easily have taken this natural and this main and just defended here, but now he has to take more like one base at a time. He can't take the double base that you can.
Crank actually got his probe over again. We'll scout the third base. There's no way Franscar can deny it. And if he decides to go in the main base, he will get a pretty good scout of 2, but he decides not to. He decides to return back home. So all he wanted to know is, does Franscar have a third base? He scouted it, and he is, like, as you said, he's pretty greedy when it comes to tech. Like, if Franscar just had gone for a Hydra boss, I think Crank would have just straight up lost the game.
Actually, I think he definitely would, because I think Crank was going in Brood War mode and saying, if I see a third base, it can't be a Hydra bus. But actually in Starbow, you can go for a third base in a Hydra bus quite effectively. You just use that third base to not make any drones, and that would have probably killed Crank, because he didn't check the natural. Now he didn't see any Hydras moving across the map, which they should have been doing around the 6-minute map anyway, 6-minute mark anyway though. But
Yep.
that probe was all about the base, and only saw the third one about Franscar.
Really aggressive tacking. We see a very early Stargate. We see the Spire just complete for Franscar, and we see the Temple Archive before actually a second gate was even being thrown down. So yeah, that's just basically relying on its Corsairs, and if any aggression comes out, he would have to make a DT or something. These Corsairs could do a lot of
but
damage.
there's actually 4 Scourges almost complete. Franscar went for a very early Spire here, and they're actually not going to do any damage at all.
Get spoof! No, just get spoof! Damn it! I was so convinced that these
Kalevi
would hit.
overhyped it. Yeah, they don't do splash damage, but still, it was very nice. You know, Franscar just negated all. And like, this is some really fast Corsairs too. And Franscar had gone for a really fast layer Spire. I think he was transfusing a lot with his Queens there to make that work. I mean, the Nurture Swarm.
Yep.
So he actually churned out those Scourges really early, and I'm gonna steal that build because that's pretty cool.
And we see AxCrank just how do you pronounce it? Like reinforcing the position the feeling we all had on Protoss that it isn't worth it to get in PvZ at least, to get the macro mechanics too early, because he just got it after his Templar Archive. He considered starting the Twilight Council, not the Twilight Council, the Kadayan Citadel.
Ooh, and Crank is going to get into the natural here. There are some couple of Overlords, but there's not that many units, and he might get a couple of drone kills here. He's going to sneak this Dark Templar around. Franscar senses that it is going to the main because it didn't kill anything at the natural. And there is an Overlord here, and this one is going to be denied. There is another one that actually got chased away from the third as well, and Crank, any harassment he's been trying to do has been very easily negated, and Crank is left up with a very high-tech but very small army. And Franscar is very happy with his 3 bases at the moment.
Yep, he could consider getting a 4th. He's only producing Hydrodiscs from this point on, getting his upgrades. And without Storm, I don't know if Crank will be in a position to even contest this Hydrodisc force.
Crank should have had one more DT, or send his DT back, and he could actually easily deal with his Hydras because there's no Overlords close by. Okay, now Franscar is moving Overlords with speed upgrade closer. And with the Overlord speed, these DTs are okay. Never mind. He should not have gotten DTs. It didn't really matter. But he's getting Storm, which is nice, and he really wants to save up as much energy on these High Templars as possible because these storms will have to be money storms because his army is really small.
Yep, I cannot agree more. There's nothing to add.
Then take.
Oh, well, then I just talk about what I see. Franscar is building a Lurker Dam, which will allow him.
Oh, he's gonna catch the High Templars! Oh no, that's so bad, dude. Franscar just won this game.
Might get just trapped.
Yeah, Franscar just won this game. Oh, there's one more.
That's one High
No,
Templar.
but no, this is pretty bad. Like, he was so reliant on those high-tech units because of his playstyle.
Morzel is streaming in. I mean, he's making an effort, Crank.
Yeah, but like.
Oh, but the phone cannon goes down, and now Crank only has to defend with units. I think he has to just, yeah, make DTs or something.
Oh, he got the Artosis pylon, and yeah, there's Hydras in your main. Like, Crank is probably gonna hold this group of Hydras. Oh wow, I love the Lurkers. And no, GG actually. Wow, Franscar takes the first game.